wanted right from the very start in terms of the concept to have an opportunity to bring something very different to this year's trade show. Hopefully we'll absolutely wow them with this.
Well, we're at the hangar in Woolwich. It's a new facility, purpose-built for this kind of thing. You can see we've got web ropes rigged, we've got the straps rigged, we're just starting to map out the choreography. It's all going very well. We've got some nice little interesting acrobatic moves going on. We've got the floor marked out for where the pressure pads are going to be. We're all very excited about creating some new material. I think once we started to play and realise what the possibilities were, we were just finding new things. It's just such a new way to go that it's got a lot more scope there. We're looking forward to working with that. The creative behind the show was all to do with seeing how we could combine all the technical, all the video imaging, the sound pad ideas, the acoustic beams in different zones of the stage with the physical aspect over the top. So we were a physical layer. We had a sound layer, we had a lighting layer, we had an effects layer, just to try and combine all these layers on an equal footing to make something that was truly multimedia.
So what we've done this year is pull together our kind of usual team, which consists of video creation and editing and production from Patrick Bishop. And Patrick's kind of side of things, as usual, is to create the video elements that will be that just one element, but an important, obviously large visual element of the presentation itself. We're actually using some green screen technology and building a temporary studio on site, so that we can be pulling performers away during the technical rehearsal kind of process, and we'll fill them on a green screen, and then we'll be doing some overnight editing of those individual sequences, which will knit in with the video sequences as well. So the live is, deriving the imagery, and it's creating the imagery, and it's also, driving the imagery.
Yes, the video side of the show is quite intense. Quite a few clips involved in the show, and using a Pandora been the ideal tool really, because we can put the videos into the machine, not got to rely on tape, everything's triggered off via a timeline, and linking the sound effects via a timecode, simply timecode through the Pandora box as well. It's just made those cues tighter, a bit quicker, and a lot neater really. I suppose the most difficult aspects were timing it up, different sequences happening and changes happening with the choreography of the dancers as well, just getting the timing right so things happen at the same time. At the edge of the future.
So what we identified alongside that is that we wanted something different in terms of the triggering, and we've brought in Nolan Pierce from Soundcube, who we've worked with a number of times before and won awards with Nolan in the past, but we've been talking about an interactive element to the sound. So we're actually creating in a live scenario a kind of a full 360-degree surround sound environment.
Sound design involved using sound triggers and ambisonic sound playback. So part of that was to facilitate the overall sound with some extra effects which went around in the arena in surround sound, and the other part was to augment the actions of the performers. So when they jumped on a pad, when they jumped on part of the set, the sound was triggered.
Now what all that actually means is that we're using a series of physical touch pads on the actual set, as well as a number of ultrasonic beams.
I think the most difficult part was understanding the needs of the performers and obviously the overall needs of the production. To meet those requirements, I built some software using a program called Max MSP, and that dealt with streaming all the information, all the data into the right places to either trigger the sound, and then how that sound could possibly move through that space using the ambisonic sound playback.
I really loved the idea of a towering kind of sinister force over the top, which was Dan, pre-filmed and then coming out in the reality, and that was very much built into the format of the show. We had walking across the screen in red shoes, which very much fed into the walking on the web spin that we did later on. So it was just really good to take elements of the actual physical show and put them on the screen or put them into the soundtrack. We were making noises by our physical actions and just making that whole thing interactive. So we were kind of talking to each other through sound effects throughout the whole show, which was something that I've not done before and I've not seen done before, so that was very exciting.
You have a very well-defined performance with a theme in a very short space of time. We're talking 4 minutes and 50 seconds, very fast-paced, but with 4 performers flying through the air, dancing, jumping, rolling, and so on. You have a real live show.
It's always good when a show goes to plan, everything goes to time, and this was one of those occasions that worked really well.